Texas Representative Tony Gonzales is really interested in talking about the controversial suspension of a long-used abortion drug. And he'd rather talk about something else.
So are they just on their own if this ruling is upheld?
No, I think it's important that we take care of women, and it's important that we have real discussions on women's health care and get off the abortion, get off the abortion conversation. Women have a whole lot more other issues than just abortion. And let's have those real conversations. What does that mean? That means there's all these other things happening in the world, especially in my district. I've got a district that's turned upside down due to this border crisis. There's everyday people that are impacted on this crisis, to include the Tambungas.
Well,
oh, okay. I mean, I think it's important that we talk about women's health care, but let's just not talk about this very important thing involving women's health care. Gotcha. I see. So let me give you some details. Last week, a federal judge in Texas suspended the FDA's longtime approval of the abortion pill Mifepristone, which is also used not only in abortion, but to help people experiencing early pregnancy loss past their miscarriages. So there's a good reason for that. Not to get too graphic here, but if you have a miscarriage and you cannot pass it, I mean, the body doesn't always reabsorb that. There is situations where that can become necrotic and cause infections and lead to death. So it is important that you get these things, non-viable fetuses specifically, out. And it saves lives when you're able to do that. So now, why did this judge do this? Well, is it because of safety concerns, for example? I mean, that's one of the things that they're claiming this is about. Oh, well, it's the approval process is it might have been flawed. The clinical trials, they were flawed. So we got to go back and just completely, revoke the authorization for a drug that's been around for 22 years, that has been publicly available for 22 years, and has been used approximately by 5.6 million women in the United States alone, safely. So it doesn't have to really doesn't really have anything to do with its safety. You're not going to be surprised what it's about. Now, the April 7th ruling by District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek, Trump appointee, puts in the effective date of the decision to take the drug off the market to April 14th, giving the Biden administration time to be able to appeal the ruling. They have. And now, look, I want to go for a second into a little bit more detail as to why, or as to how the judge is invalidating this, what they're doing. Okay. The judge, their order seeks to invalidate the original approval to invalidate all later approvals. So this was done in a very specific way to ensure that there's no availability of this drug. To me, that signals intent. The intent to remove the access of the drug. Does not want women or other birthing persons to have access to abortion using this method, or abortion at all. But targeting this method is one of the top priorities for the Republican Party. The ruling out of Texas came the same day, by the way, that a federal judge in Washington state had ruled against it being blocked from the market in 17 states and the District of Columbia. So now you've got dueling judges here. The other judge ruled that the drug is safe and effective. But see, the real thing that it's issue here is the intent. Okay. The purpose of this ruling is not to take something that is not safe off the market. Again, we know that it's safe and effective. The anti-choice right, the ones who want to completely ban abortions, do not care about how safe and effective it is. They want to get rid of it so that they can control bodies. They do not give a damn about the safety of women and pregnant people. They do not give a damn when a woman or a pregnant person cannot get rid of a non-viable fetus that will end up killing that person if they are not able to get rid of it. These people who claim to be very, very pro-life, as Mr. Tony Gonzales claimed to be in another video, would be okay with people dying. Because, hey, as long as we can stop people from having abortions, we can, prevent the deaths of these babies. We'll allow adults to die. And by the way, when the children are born, and this is a great irony about their entire so-called pro-life crusade, and once they're born, they don't give a damn about them. Now, that said, Tony doesn't want to talk about that. He doesn't want to talk about what this means for the millions of women and pregnant people. No. He wants to talk about the immigrants. That's right. There's very, very dangerous undocumented immigrants coming. There must be a caravan out there somewhere that we could fearmonger about. That's the real issue. Really, you're going to tell women and pregnant people about what they should be concerned about? And they're on that? Really? How about you get out of their lives? How about you stop trying to make medical decisions for them? How about that? How about you leave people alone? How about you stop being the party of gigantic government? Well, they can't do that, though. Of course not. Look, overall, I don't know why the right wing continues to do these anti-abortion things. It's not very popular. It's not a popular stance among the American people. But I do know that's exactly why he's trying to distract from this issue over to the issue of immigration. Because, let's talk about the immigrants. Let's talk about the immigrants. Talk about the migrants. We'll talk about the scary brown people that are coming to the border. That's right. Got scary brown people that, they're the immigrants. It's all a distraction. To distract from the fact that millions and millions of American people, American citizens, are losing their reproductive rights, getting those rights stripped away from them by people like Tony Gonzales.